Hey everyone, I just got my latest order through from Sticker Mule. So this is a pin-up of Claire Redfield from the Resident Evil series. So in a moment we'll take a look at me creating these, and then at the end of the video I'm going to open these up on camera. We're going to see how they turned out. I'll show you some of the other stickers that I've made in this series, and yeah, so make sure you stay tuned. This is actually going to be the first video that I've used footage from my iPad Pro on. So this is me using Procreate. For those of you who do work on tablets or Apple tablets, you will probably be familiar with this program. For me, I normally work on a Wacom tablet, Wacom, however you want to call it. So I'm normally at a desktop Windows PC working in Photoshop. So this was quite new for me. I had already sketched it out first in Photoshop off camera. So you might have noticed at the beginning of the footage, there was a very transparent line art in the background. And then I went in over that layer with a neater line art, and I do have to admit that Procreate has some really good brushes for inking, especially if you want smooth line art, because of the way you can play around with the settings on the brushes within Procreate. So once I had my line art layer done, I started blocking in the colours. Again, I used Procreate for this. I tried to keep it all on the tablet. So I did have reference of the actual character open, so screenshots from the games and things like that, just so that I could get the colours fairly close. Once I had the flat colours in, it was a case of going in with shadows and lighting and just really making the image pop. I started with more of a cell shading look, and to be honest, I kind of preferred that. So I feel like I could have stopped at that point, left it at that, and it would have looked really good. I thought I would improve it by putting in more work and trying to make it a little bit more realistic and soften the edges, things like that. And I'm still a little bit unsure to which I actually prefer, but it's done now anyway. So on the bits of footage where it looks like nothing is actually happening, nothing's moving, chances are that means I was quite zoomed in on the tablet and working on a more detailed area, for example on the eyes. Procreate is really good for recording because it does it all for you, but one downside is when you're zoomed in working on a really tiny detail, a really close-up detail I should say, you don't really notice it too much from this zoomed out view, unless of course you already know where to look. And if you notice all the notes and things like that around the edges, they were more just for me, little bits that I needed to come back to. So there's things written down there like the stitching lines and the drop shadows, highlights, zips. So it's things that I knew I needed to do, but I did this over different times. So sometimes I just did like 15 minutes on an evening. So I had to leave myself little notes because I knew I would forget about them. So some of the bits that aren't as noticeable on camera are the actual blending from the cell shading, hard edge style to softening the edges. You'll notice they are soft now. It was shown in that, but whether it was noticeable is another question. I don't actually completely finish this in Procreate though. I got it fairly close to completion and then I took it back into Photoshop just to add the borderline for the sticker, the white edge, a few finishing touches such as the rim lighting, some more shading, and just playing around with the levels a little bit. But you can see on screen there though that I did do a very quick draft of it before I swapped it over. So now the exciting bit, let's take a look. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is actually get these opened and see what they're like. So let me just get these unwrapped so we can see them properly. It's looking pretty good from what I can see though. So I've got these unwrapped now. Let me show this up close to the camera. These are actually looking pretty good. At the time of me making this, Sticker Mule only do matte finish stickers, but matte stickers are actually growing on me quite a lot. Plus they show up easier on camera. So that is my Claire Redfield sticker. And I will put links in the description box below the video to where you can find these on my Etsy store. And another sticker that I made to go with this a while back is actually this one. So these two stickers together are from Resident Evil Revelations 2, the game. And this is an alternate costume you unlock for a character called Moira Burton. So those two essentially go together. And some other pin-ups that I've had made into stickers in this same sort of manga style. This bunny one. Again, I thought this one was pretty cool actually. And I also had some superhero ones done, or superheroines. So this is one of Catwoman. And I did have one made of Wonder Woman as well, but I have actually sold out of that one, so I can't really show that. One other pin-up that I did have made as well is this one. This doesn't really match the rest in terms of the style, but I wanted to see how good a slightly more realistic style would look as a sticker. So they are all looking a little bit lighter on camera than they do in person, but hopefully you can see them properly. Again, these are all on my Etsy store, so I will put links in the description box below the video. So that's it guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment below, let me know which of these is your favourite. As always, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and be sure to subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching everyone.